Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Beloved, shalom. Once again, there we go. Give me a one if you can hear me and see me well. Oops. There you go. Thank you for being here. A lot's going on, Bridget. A lot's going on. There are certain discovery, certain things that I wanted to talk about lately, but I was unable to do this. So let us go ahead and play this clip. Um, oh boy. There is last night I tried to. Huh. Oh, they actually charged this fellow. Oh, all right then. Let's play this clip for the nation.
Some of the more fascinating pieces of evidence in South America have come out recently about these channels and pathways that they've found in the Amazon that could not have been created any other way but by humans. Absolutely. Creating irrigation, humans creating, like, it appears like grids, like a city grid.
Definitely. The Amazon is a colossal mystery. First of all, to give some basic figures, the Amazon basin is huge. The Amazon basin is 7 million square kilometers in area. Within it, 5.5 million square kilometers remains almost entirely unstudied by archaeologists. To put that into perspective, 5.5 million square kilometers is the size of the entire Indian subcontinent. There was a Spanish explorer who went down the Amazon River system in 1541 to 1542. He was the first European to cross the entire length of South America from west to east along the Amazon. He reported seeing incredible cities, advanced arts and crafts, millions of people, a thriving culture. And 100 years later, when other Europeans got into the Amazon, they couldn't find these cities. So they said, "Oh, Francisco Orellana, that was his name, made it all up. It was just a fantasy." And then in the last decade, as the clearances of the Amazon have proceeded, we've begun to see the traces of those cities. What happened was that the Spaniards brought smallpox into the Amazon. Smallpox devastated the local population because there was no immunity to it. There was a massive die-off. The cities were deserted. Within 50 years, they were completely overgrown by the jungle, and that's why they were not seen by the explorers who came in 100 years later. But now the jungle's being cleared. Those cities are emerging, and we can say that a city like London, which had a population of roughly 50,000 in the 16th century, there were cities of that size all over the Amazon. Wow. Huge numbers of them. And a possible total population of the Amazon that exceeded 20 million people.
What?
Yes, 20 million. This is the latest evidence from the Amazon.
Okay, he got everything wrong except for the smallpox. Let me say something here, okay? There are some information that we had for a while. Some of you may know about this. So concerning the civilization that are in the Amazon, or hidden civilization, okay? So the masters, the old, they have telling us certain things that, well, certain research that we do, whether you want to believe it or not, this is what we know from our people. When this fellow Francisco de Cabal, whatever, came over there in the 1500s, okay, he went in there and they had millions of people living in there, giant cities, spacecraft. All right, they had all advanced technology that are beyond. There is even a story that not even in that time, recently, in the 80s and 90s, there was a group of country that went into the Amazon. They were trying to control certain resources that they have there, and they met a bunch of werewolf-like soldier, okay, bipedal canine human wolf-like people. They were soldiers, and they kept them at bay. Those type of giant werewolf with super advanced technology that can run. They can they can run and move past you. It seems like teleportation. There's a dude that mentioned, to my surprise, there's a guy that mentioned this in one of those comments, which the story is pretty well known. So, and for those of you that read the pillar of fire, okay, uh, when the king, when well, the great king Noah, when the great king Noah buried the treasure in the pyramids, all right, he literally put guards over there, guards, things that can guard certain things that you cannot put your hands on. Most of the stuff that those people are showing in the news that they find in the pyramid, it's not, they can't. Those are like mostly garbage they find outside, but the true thing, they cannot put their hands upon them. Do you know they can never get inside of the pyramid? They can open it. They stage a bunch of nonsense and stuff. The true mummies that they find, they are like living people. The only movie that showed you the closest thing they ever find to a mummy, like a real mummy, is the movie Prometheus. Remember the scene where they find those engineer sleeping? That's how they find those things. Those are the one that they can find. The body is well preserved. Of course, they make those dudes white as F, but that's not what that is. So you have the so-called the Amazon forests that have civilization that are still in there. Okay, they have they have cities, they have grid, they have technology, they have electricities, they have certain vehicles that they cannot get onto them. Recently, lidar discover highways, okay, interstates. A lot of interstates that you see here, they weren't built by the so-called Gentiles. They were already there. They just built on top of them. They just build on top of them. Oh, let me see what's going on here. Somebody just stepped outside. Yeah, they just build on top of them. So they said, okay, well, the population, when this fellow came in, we will play the clip at the end of the podcast. When this guy came in, he saw millions of people, cities, advanced civilization. He couldn't fight them. He couldn't do anything to them. They know what he was here, but they were just quote unquote living and camouflaging. You mean to tell me our people, a group of civilization that is so advanced in technology, they got taken down by smallpox? So they did not have antibiotic, they did not have anything for smallpox. So smallpox devastated people that can literally move mountains with their mind. If any of you read any of those books, like for instance, the Initiation into Hermetic, or the one that with the practice of evocational magic, you will understand that our people possess great power. There's no way smallpox could have taken them down. They were moved. You see, a single ship, a single chariot is able to pack 20 million people and then move them out. Well, they call them a mother ship, a father ship. It is even when you there are, well, we're not going to, I don't do conspiracy theories, but there are, well, since we read in the book of the Smoky God, we have, Bridget, forests that dwarf the Amazon. You have continent. Remember when Olaf Hansen went down there? You have forests that dwarf, like there's a continent in there that is bigger than all the land. Remember what he said? He said there are more land down there than above. Okay, the entrance to the so-called inner earth is a distance from Miami to Rhode Island. That's how. That's the whole. That's the distance of the whole. Can you imagine standing over here in Miami and look all the way to no Rhode Island or Providence, Rhode Island, or the vice versa, to stand right over there in Providence, Rhode Island, and look to Miami? You can see the distance. And it's just what they are calling the ice wall is just a prevention measure. It's just It's a fence. It's a barrier that they put there. Not everybody can pass through it. And this wall, this ice wall, is intelligent. It's a intelligence. It's a defensive intelligence type of being. It's sentient. It's alive. This thing is alive. Just like when you put security around your house, technology speaking, it's alive. There are some sensor in it. If anything get close, it will trigger. It will either let you know, or alarm will sound. Okay, that will tell the intruder to back off. When those people, that's why there are a little place that they encamp there, try to keep it from the eye view. But there will come a time those people won't be able to go there. We will, just like you see that fellow, that brother Ace, I believe he's a Haitian, so to speak, went over there and saw the quote unquote the tank. That's like the first video I ever seen that they actually show a thing in South Pole, which is the Antarctica, so to speak, that have a human tank there, the Nazi, so to speak, and things that was over there. Okay, for all we know, this thing probably don't even belong to the so-called Nazi. This thing probably been there for like thousands of years, and then they cannot remove it, and then they just said, "Oh, the Nazi left it there." There are certain things that they cannot explain. They just say, "Oh, we left that there," because things like that. But the millions of people that were living in the Amazon, there are stories that uh, the spaceship came in, so to speak, the chariot came in and loaded up 20 million people and evacuated them and covered the city with trees and stuff. Now the trees are receding. The city is ready to keep taking more people. Are we going there? Are we going to go there? I don't know. Are we going to go somewhere else? I don't know. All I know now, things are coming out and they are seeing things. Remember, the full story haven't been told the way that it is. There's a lot of lies. They a lot of lies in the camp, a lot of lies in the church, even more lies in our holy books. They twisted a lot of stuff. They removed a lot of things. It wasn't all of us that disrespect the mighty one God that created the heaven, the earth. We are the 2/3 of the 1/3 that got moved. 20 millions of them, more than 20 millions of them, got moved out. Remember, the mighty one blessed us, okay, with this quote right here: "Be fruitful and multiply." You see, when you leave our people alone and a whole continent by themselves and a fourth part by themselves, they are not being budged, they are not being battered. You're gonna have billions of them there. You see, in China, they have quote. Nobody never battered China ever since they took over our land. You left China alone. How many people they have there? 2 billion. You left India alone. They got a whole continent for themselves. How many people you have there? 2 billion. In a short amount of time. From I would say China really did take over a little bit before 1492. And the third, I would say late 1300, they kind of get in there. The Ming dynasty was probably the last black dynasty they had over there. But anyway, they stayed there for about like 300 to 400 years. They got like 2 billion. So does India. Can you imagine our people being on a whole continent with the blessing that they have? Can you imagine how many of them that will do this? Can you imagine how many people that were there that still there? You got from North Pole to South Pole, the whole lane is ours, loaded with people. And you mean to tell me, let's be generous. Let's say we have 4 billion people that were living here when the Spanish came there. You mean the mighty one, because of a small group of us, the 2/3 is always a very small group that are doing this nonsense. Most people have their head on their shoulders. They won't mess with those this. It's the 2/3. Most of you are not celebrities. Most of you are not gang members. It's just the freaking two-thirds that always get us in trouble. So you mean to tell me a few of those people did something horrible? They don't listen. They don't listen to the priest. Okay, they don't listen to the authority. They don't listen to the elders. They don't listen to the king. They do whatever the hell they want. And then they did something that angered the Most High, and the Mighty One. Not only the 10% did this, he punished the 90% for that. No, the Mighty One removed the 90%, and then it spread the 10% and destroyed them. Out of that 10%, 1% come out, and that 1% is us. Most of our people that did not disrespect the Most High, Caleb and his family, Moses and the others, and the other that always keep the law, they were moved. But the one that always, remember that dude when Joshua went into fighting, he said, "Kill everyone, take none of the Babylonian stuff." Didn't a Judite stole a bunch of things and then he hid it in his house? And then they didn't know that. And then they went and fight another battle. They lost. And Joshua was so pissed. And then he inquired of the priest what happened. And the priest told it, one of your guy, when we said do not take any of the Babylonian stuff, he did take it. He did take the clothes. And all those things are code words, Bridget. Okay, they are not actual clothes. Okay, certain things that he took, certain scriptures, certain foul thing that he bring that will co-opt them. He bring them. So what did Joshua did to that Judite fellow? Him and his family. Listen, he took him and his whole family. They stoned them to death. Joshua didn't kill everybody or just say, okay, one guy effed up, we all effed up, let's kill everybody and begin again. That's not what that is. They isolated the group of people that did this. Why did they kill his family? It's not like because his family was innocent. They were all in on it. They were all in. They were on it. They were hiding for him, entice him, lying for him. They were accomplices. That's why they eliminated him and his family. The same thing goes. Back then, us over here, we were the two-thirds. We were the one that angering the Mighty One. And he took the rest, he moved them certain place, I don't know where. I'm not surprised that if you go over there, they still have some of our people living there with technology, of course, that are beyond. Remember, 400 years without being disturbed in the Amazon forest. Do you know how far our people would have advanced? We spent 400 years in this mess. Us, look at how far we go. We left the Gentiles way beyond. Spiritually, mentally, we don't have the money to bring certain technology, but our people always invented stuff. That's why it was always easy for them to invent anything, because they knew what it was back then. That's how we were able to make car easy, airplane easy, but those people always like take the credit because we had those things before. So you got over 20 million of our people taken in this spaceship and go somewhere or put over there. They could not be wiped out by the so-called chicken pox or smallpox. An advanced civilization like that cannot be killed by disease. They outgrown disease. They pass disease. Disease cannot touch those people unless the one that were there, our people, okay, us that disobey the Mighty One, remove the blessing from us. He removed the magic from us. We could not protect us from disease, and we die. We die of smallpox, we die of certain things because we've done a lot of terrible things. Okay, yes, his name was Achan or Achan, where Achan is, he's stealing in the Joshua 7. He was isolated and killed. So now they are finally discovering, okay, all right, they are finally discovering that there are huge cities, not city, bread, not one huge city, cities, okay? The place that they haven't explored is bigger than the whole continent of India. You know how many? You know how big that is? You know how many cities they have there? So you mean to tell me the so-called Gentiles, okay, they have a whole freaking continent just bigger than India. They never set their foot in, and then they will come up and telling you nobody lives there. It will tell you like, well, there is nothing there, only forest, because they can see it. That does that mean it's so? Oh, the Incas, they were wiped out by chicken pox. A whole civilization wiped out by one disease. Like, no, the one that disrespect the mighty one, he isolated them, removed the magic from them. That's where we could not protect ourselves. Now he's returning us unto our brethren. We're ready to go see them. And if there is a war, they are more fitted to fight for us than we are fitted to fight for them. All right, let's begin the prayer, and then we will play the video again. We will elaborate even more about the giant, continent of forest that is inside the so-called Antarctica. All right, glory and praise go to you, mighty one. Thank you for creating the heaven, the earth, and everything in them. Thank you for returning our knowledge unto us. Thank you for returning our memory unto us. Yes, day by day, days and days, we are having more clarification. We are having more knowledge and wisdom and understanding of what had happened to us. We know that you're a fair God. If the mighty one created water, fire, earth, and air, everything balanced. If he created the minus, the plus, the men, the women, the sun, the moon, if he created everything, he balanced everything. Therefore, he is a just God. If he is a just God, the way that the so-called the camps and the church told us he punished us, that is unjust. That is unfair. If you have 12 children in a house, one of them did something horrible, you sent all 12 to prison, you're a terrible parent. If you have 12 children, one of them turn out to fail his class in school, you punish all 12 until that one get good, you're a terrible parent. You're unjust, you're not balanced. And the mighty one is the most balanced being in this entire universes. On him there is nothing else besides him. Indeed, he had isolated the one that did these terrible things and punished us that did this, and the one that obeyed, he rewarded them. Yea, the reward of the Holy One is sweet. The reward of the Holy One is good. Yes, indeed. There was a group of us that disobeyed the Mighty One. Most of us did not. They know these guys nothing to mess with. That is why they were moved. And we, the 2/3, stayed. Out of that, the 2/3, the Mighty One said, indeed, I will pass them through the furnace and refine them as fine gold, the son of Levi. Well, a lot of them, they did a bunch of horrible things. Yes, indeed. He had passed us through the fire. We purified. We are ready to join our other brothers and sisters. Yes, we give the Mighty One great glory, great praise. Heavenly Father, thank you for returning our memories unto us. Now we understand there is balance in you. You are balanced. You did not kill and destroy all of us. You have indeed conserved and preserved some of us. Yes, the one that did this thing, and we are truly sorry. We have repented from our sins. And now we are approaching the time of redemption. Now we are approaching the time for pickup. Now we are approaching the time to get in with the Holy One. and the mighty one is will have us remove and move out of this place for the holy fumigation. Beloved, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and telling you I know exactly what's going on and when it's gonna happen, giving you dates or certain things that were going on in 2023, prediction and all that. I'm not a prophet. I don't possess this ability. I just have a mission, and my mission is to put you at peace. There'll be no Jacob's trouble. All the lies they've been telling you to keep you in a low vibration. Raise your frequency. Cut a lot of people off. Know thy inner self. Study to show thyself approved. Once you do those things, you will see things clearly. You'll connect it. I won't be surprised some of us already been quote unquote taken. I won't be surprised if this year certain people are literally are missing. Missing in the sense of lies, but people can say he wasn't missing. There was a huge light that dropped in the house. He said goodbye to me and he left. And they would say, oh, he or she was missing. We thank the Holy One for taking us back again. We know we have done terrible things. For those of you that are parents, you have children. Some of them will behave. There will be that one that you're gonna have to cut off. You're gonna have to let terrible and horrible things happen to this one so he or she may learn and come back crying and kissing your feet and telling you you were right. You knew better than me. Yeah, we were teenagers. We listened to others. We think we knew better until we find out we didn't know nothing at all. We had vomited our knowledge. We had vomited our wisdom and swallowed up the puked up of the so-called 83. And now we are paid. We suffer from that. Beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike, I myself personally, I have learned my lesson. I have learned not to come against the Holy One. I have learned not to raise anything above him. I have learned this. Did we learn our lesson? I say we do. We do learn it. We did learn it. It's a life lesson that's going to transfer to our children. Beloved, I'm not gonna sit here and telling you get ready to be raptured. I'm not gonna tell you get ready to go somewhere because I don't know when it's going to happen. All I know, the heavens spoke, and the heavens speak the truth. The planets, the movement, the atmosphere, the weather, the people, the situation, the condition, it speaks volumes. Things are not going too good, too well for 83. At this point right now, if you cannot feel the inner change, you won't see the outer change. If you don't see yourself change, you will never see the world change. There are a couple kind of people out there. There are people that make things happen. There are people that wait for things to happen so they can talk about it. And there are people that don't know what the hell happened. Which one are you? Are we going to sit there and wait for things to happen? Are we going to sit there and watch a group of people that always been above us and sit there and watch them fabricating things and make things happen so we can react to it? Are we social media reactionaries? Are we react to whatever they have over there? Or are we the one who sit there and make things happen? Are we the one that just sit there and say, what happened? What are we wondering what happened? Is it everybody's dying? The Pope, nobody's talking about this. Are we sedentary, brethren? Are we the one that perform one ritual and say, yes, we are saved? I'm out of the church. You plunge me underwater. That's it for me. I ain't gonna study. I ain't gonna do anything. I'm just gonna be a coward, hiding, I don't know, somewhere off grid and stay with you people over there and do hish until Yahweh Shai came in and saved me. You see, if you want $1 million, you're gonna have to put $1 million worth of effort. You may not have $1 million tools, but you can put the effort in. Are we still repeating after the Gentiles? Are we still following after them? Are we still listening to their lies? Are we still following their idols? Are we still repeating after them? We thank the Holy One. We thank the Mighty One. We glorify and exalt his name above all forever. And we say thank you. Thank you for giving us our power back. Thank you for removing the fear of men in our heart and put the fear of the Holy One in us so we can move. Selah, so be it. May the will of the Holy One be done in this earth as it is in heavens. By the holy power, the Mighty One vested in me, and he can take it anytime he feel like. I leave all of you in peace. Go in peace, beloved. Thank you for joining us. We will now move. The prayer is done. You may leave, brethren. You may leave, okay? Selah, thank you. We will play this video by Joe Rogan, of course. This is a video he made. We had stated a month ago. There is a documentary or docu-series on Netflix by Graham Hancock called Apocalypse Now, something Apocalypse. Okay, we have the group of scientists to complain to Netflix to take it down because it's all fiction. He made it all up. Oh, well, he made it all up. Let's listen to this, then we're going to keep going, okay?
Some of the more fascinating pieces of evidence in South America have come out recently about these channels and pathways that they've found in the Amazon that could not have been created any other way but by humans. Absolutely. Creating irrigation, humans creating, like, it appears like grids, like a city grid.
Definitely. The Amazon is a colossal mystery. First of all, to give some basic figures, the Amazon basin is huge. The Amazon basin is 7 million square kilometers in area. Within it, 5.5 million square kilometers remains almost entirely unstudied by archaeologists. To put that into perspective, 5.5 million square kilometers is the size of the entire Indian subcontinent. There was a Spanish explorer who went down the Amazon River system in 1541 to 1542. He was the first European to cross the entire length of South America from west to east along the Amazon. He reported seeing incredible cities, advanced arts and crafts, millions of people, a thriving culture. And 100 years later, when other Europeans got into the Amazon, they couldn't find these cities. So they said, oh, Francisco Orellana, that was his name, made it all up. It was just a fantasy. And then in the last decade, as the clearances of the Amazon have proceeded, we've begun to see the traces of those cities. What happened was that the Spaniards brought smallpox into the Amazon. Smallpox devastated the local population because there was no immunity to it. There was a massive die-off. The cities were deserted. Within 50 years, they were completely overgrown by the jungle, and that's why they were not seen by the explorers who came in 100 years later. But now the jungle's being cleared, those cities are emerging, and we can say that a city like London, which had a population of roughly 50,000 in the 16th century, there were cities of that size all over the Amazon. Wow. Huge numbers of them. And a possible total population of the Amazon that exceeded 20 million people. What? Yes, 20 million. This is the latest evidence from the Amazon.
Okay, this is the latest evidence. All right, let's go ahead and let's run through this. Okay, through the Holy Spirit, we'll dissect and tell you what it is based on the information that we have. Francisco Arellano was a conquistador. Okay, remember, in the contract the Mighty One gave them, do whatever that you can, hurt not the wine and the oil. It will repeat again. They were well aware of some of our people they cannot touch. Of course, they had violated that. Remember in the book of Enoch, the 70 shepherd, when the Mighty One says, okay, go ahead and kill those one that I tell you to kill, and then come back to me. And then when they left, and then the Mighty One look at the angels, say, keep track of them. They're going to kill way more than I tell them to do. There were people that they told them don't touch. There were a group of people. Some of the so-called conquistador Spaniard, they obey. Certain group of people, they come, they have certain things upon them. They couldn't touch them. However, what had happened is they get too pride. They get too proud. They when they get together, they kill so much of us. They felt invisible because they were, when they see how mighty we were, they kill so much of us. They felt like, oh well, we might as well take over the whole world. And they were going around and killing. And then they see the mighty one never did anything. He kept silent. And then they kill a bunch of other innocent people. The wicked were already destroyed. Then now they took a bunch of innocent, they kill a bunch of innocent people. You mean to tell me Francisco Ariano or Ariana went over there, he saw cities, buildings, skyscrapers, Wakandas, okay? He saw many Wakandas all over with technology, with craft, vehicle that surpassed anything they could ever see. Their little sword and gunpowder cannot hurt them. And then he went to report all those things. He write them down, which is the truth. And then now, 100 years later, the so-called European come and they didn't see those things. They say, oh, well, he made all of, of course, they know it's the truth. He made all of them. We cannot see it. It doesn't exist. You mean those people that are so far advanced in civilization, therefore they should be, if they are so far advanced in technology, they will be far advanced in medicine. They will be far advanced in anything related to health, their physics. If you spend, well, not centuries, millennia with magical power connected to the Most High, you basically a god yourself among men. Smallpox cannot take out 20 million of all people. It won't. It doesn't work like that. Smallpox or chicken pox, whatever that is, it will take out, so to speak, the wicked. Just like the quote unquote now we have the CV that took out a hell of a lot of people. Some of us are still here. We're still standing. It's the same thing back then. A lot of our people, okay, the smallpox came in, the one that disobeyed the Most High, they are gone. The one that didn't do anything, they were moved. Yesterday, we had a report from the doctor over there in England telling us that this thing is basically non-existent in Uganda, pretty much all over Africa, and Haiti. The moment they start talking about Haiti and Africa, they're talking about you. They don't say anything here in the US. Like, oh, right now, you know what they did? They took the so-called Black American, they don't call you Black American or African American or anybody that is in black that are living here. They just call you American. They just call you American now. You just an American. You are now part of them, just like the so-called Italian or white. So black folks right now, you white. They just put you in the same category. Oh, it's over here in America only. No, that's not what that is. This thing is not touching them. This thing is not. They don't give you any title anymore. They just call us American. Anybody that, if you come here, well, you're an American. Smallpox, chicken pox cannot take down a civilization that can teleport anywhere they want, that have super magical power, spacecraft, craft, vehicles, and things that are beyond anything. They weren't stupid. Oh, we don't find the civilization of the Incas. They get wiped out by a flood. Are you kidding me? No. They are still there. We have said this before, brethren, like 2 years ago, based on what the master's been telling us. You have underground tunnel that are only accessible to our people You cannot go those places and try to work there. It doesn't work like that. You have to come. There is quote unquote an incantation, a code word, a certain password, a certain passcode you have to say, and this thing will activate. You have to get certain DNA to do this thing. Even people that are with us, our people, they don't possess this type of quote unquote authority to do this. And you can travel all over. Now, well, of course, they've been knowing those things, and then now they'll come and say, okay, well, our technology finally catch up to technology that was 700 years old. We are now catch up, and we can say that based on this thing, LiDAR, we can see grids, we can see underground city, we can see city. They find a city in the Amazon that is bigger than the state of Texas. A city, brother. Remember Olaf Hensen, all right? He discovered under the earth certain cities that are bigger than the states of Alaska. That's one of them. He said there is more land down there than above. Then again, the distance when he came to the hole, okay, this is quote unquote the earth, and then when he come to the edge of the hole to get inside of the earth, so to speak, the distance from here to here, it's Miami to Providence, Rhode Island. Can you imagine being an atom in your hand and try to look over? You can't see it. It's too big. There are reports of forest land that dwarf the Amazon. If the Gentiles cannot get to a place, they just tell you nobody lives there. And then when they got there, they saw certain things, certain huge buildings, and then they told you the Greek and the Roman built those things. The gods of the when you look at the war, you're like, wait, those what the hell? They're a bunch of black dark people. Yeah, they made the slave build it. Well, they did it, but there was a white guy that came here thousands of years ago and showed them how to build it. So if the so-called 83 cannot go through the 5 million square miles in the Amazon, if they cannot access that, if they cannot access the subterranean wall or whatever, how the hell are they going to go to Mars? How are they going to get to the moon? How the hell are they going to go civilize or colonize Mars? How are they going to do this? They barely can go over there in the Amazon, whatever, the forest over there. How are they going to do that? Where they do that at? Is that what that is? So they're going to go ahead and say, you know what? We can't go to the Amazon. Hey, Elon Musk build this ship and stuff, put them niggas in there and shot them and we're going to go to Mars. You think the human body not the human body. You think your body, 83, has the proper strength to handle a G8? It was the bad apple and the midst of us that got separated. That's why ever since I came to the truth, I knew for a fact when I'm studying, I'm like, I was one of those guys. One of those proud Negro back then, probably Balaam. Okay, Balaam was a priest of the Most High God. They never tell you where Balaam sold out. Balaam or Balaam, he sold out. He was one of us. That's why the mighty ones sent him to bless Yasharel. It's just he went and blessed them. Of course, they will call him Egyptian. They will call this because he sold out. Okay, he blessed them. And then the Moabite king told Balaam, listen, man, you're going to have to remove the blessing. He said, yo, I didn't put the blessing on them. The Holy One made it, of course. And then he said, okay, well, here's more 5 bulls. Sacrifice them. And Balaam tell him, listen, the moment my master says something, there's nothing I can do about it. I'll sell my people out for wine and women, because that's the 2 things our brethren always the 3 things: wine, women, and money. You know, Balaam was all about that money. He said, okay, well, I'll take the money, but it won't work, because the moment the mighty one bless something, you cannot curse it. He literally said this, I believe, in the book of Exodus. And the Moabite king paid him. He performed the thing. And then the Mosai was pissed off with Balaam. He said he came up to Balaam. He said he looked at the Moabites and these people. He said he told Balaam. He said, "Who are those people?" So those are some Negroes over there come to chill. He said, say hish to them. Don't give them nothing. But Balaam disobeyed and tried to sell his own people out. Then 10. Is that what that is? The guy that spake against Moses. The people that the Otep Negroes, the Ra Negroes, the Otep Negroes want to go back to Egypt. Those were us. And we got effed up for that. Achan, the guys that stole the Babylonian clothes, he's one of our ancestors. That is why the Levite that sold out, that went way astray, the mighty one take them and purify them. Most of them died, but the little few that left, it's us. Most of the one that did not disobey the mighty one, remove them, put them somewhere. Why? Because he's a God of balance, a fair God. That's what he is. He's a fair being. He did things fairly. He did not punishing all of us because we do this. We went out there, brethren. We co-opt a lot of people. Even the so-called Gentiles that was following the Messiah, we co-opt them. Remember, Sesostris is a Shemish. Well, he is a Shemite. He's from the line of Shem. He followed the laws and stuff. You even got Hamites. Remember in the book of Abraham and what's that book name again? I believe in the chapter 5, Abraham, in the book of Mormon. There was 3 Hamites, young women. They died. They got sacrificed before they worship idol. They were Hamites. And who sacrificed and killed them? Abraham's father made them kill them. What's his name again? What's Abraham's father's name? It escaped me. Abraham's father sold his own son. They had Abraham on the sacrifice table. They killed all the 3 Hamites, young virgins, that they didn't want to worship idol because they were following our people. No, Abraham's father is not Jethro. I forgot that guy's name. Terah. Terah is that fellow, man. That guy is a scum of the earth. Man. He sold Abraham out to Nimrod. He sold Abraham out to the priest. He sold his own son. He sold those Hamites women that did not want to worship the other gods and stuff. And we went astray. We lied to them. When we went, that's the same thing Solomon did. He went to those women. He went to those people. They told him, Solomon, we know your law, but we have no problem giving you the women. That's no problem. But you're going to have to worship our God. And Solomon said, well, I ain't going to worship your God and stuff like that. He said, well, you don't have to worship. All you have to do is make a sacrifice. I ain't going to kill no bull and stuff. Say, bull? Why would you want to kill a bull? Anything. A little ant and stuff. And Solomon lied to himself. He lied to them, took a little cricket, sacrificed it to this God. The Holy Spirit left him. And then that's it. That's what we did. We went over there. Remember in the book of Exodus, the moment we get contact with the Moabites, what did the Moabites did? The priests of the Moabite get together. They said, those are the children of the mighty one. They got the blessing upon them. Sent our women over there to seduce them. The first woman that they sent was the king's daughter, the princess. And when Judite just saw her and grabbed her, bring her to the tent, go into town into her. And then when they told Aaron this and the priest, one of the brother grabbed a spear. And then he got into the tent and plunged the spear in the back of the Judite, piercing him and the Moabite woman and lift them up. And killed both of them. He killed the brother and he killed the princess. Was that Phineas? Did he kill all of us? Did he say, okay, this one dude effed up. We're going to kill all of you. When the group of people were complaining, the mighty one sent Michael to kill us, kill those group. Michael started killing people, killing. It was Aaron and Moses that went with the censer and used the smoke to ask for forgiveness, and the mighty one did not destroy all of them. A few of them were left. Those few did not learn. They didn't learn. Although Moses said, enough, master, enough, father, enough. And the mighty one restrained his hand because of Moses. They didn't learn. They went out, they repeat the same thing. That is why the mighty one had to send us unto this. Now we are purified, we become pure gold, pure silver, and we are going to be removed. Because back then the elders didn't play, man. I believe Phineas didn't play, man. Phineas will kill. Back then, you break the law, they'll kill you right there, man. They won't let you go ahead and co-opt people. It is some of our brethren that left, and then they go places, they go gang themselves, they go co-opt themselves, and then and after that, their children come back. We don't recognize them. Remember in the book of Kings, there was a bunch of Israelite men, a bunch of people that came back. They tried to come back to our nation. We could not verify if they were Israelites by the seed of the prodigy, by the seed of the fathers. One of the dude came in with his whole house, or whole country came in. We could not verify because they don't look like us. They don't practice what we do. They say, yeah, our forefather left here, and then they say we are Israelite. When we check their record, we could not verify them. And those people are going around wondering. They don't know who they are. They don't look like us at all. Still the same thing. You got a bunch of people that don't look us at all. Their forefathers went and they messed with a lot of things. They did a lot of stuff. Another thing that I want to point out when it comes to some of our people. Now that I'm reading the Hermetic and stuff like that, I realize one thing. The so-called centaurs, satyr, nymph, sylph, whatever they are, those things, they, without a shadow of a doubt, they do exist, all right? And they give you the location where you can find those things. And there is a reason why in the Holy Book, there is a law against mating with animals, with no bestialities. And now I do understand what the Mighty One was saying concerning certain things, because our brothers, they were out of their freaking mind. Anything that remotely look like a woman, they will mate with it, and then they will form those half demon, half men children. You mess up the bloodline. There are a creature. It's like a sphinx. Okay, most of them, believe it or not, they were women, and then they got the head of a woman, the body of a lion or beast or whatever, and our men go ahead and mate with those stuff, man. There's a code word for a lot of half men. How they call them neanderthals or neanderthal or neanderthals. Those weren't the fully human. They were like a bunch of mix match, back reject DNA, reject molecules, and then our men made it with those stuff, man. They learned that from it's one bread, strange flesh, man. They made it with those strange flesh and created certain people. That's why certain people that walk around and they do certain crime. You say there's no way that person is a human being, man. There's no way you're a human being, man. You cannot be a human and did this terrible crime, man. Just because they are not. And there's a lot of stuff the so-called Gentiles are doing, and there was a very disturbing video on YouTube, a young maiden telling people that how the Greek used to mate with Canine, and a bunch of people started like, well, most people reject that, but our people, they always come up like, well, it's her, Ovin, she wanna do this, and then you'll have our own women repeating the same bull. Okay, over there in I believe in Cambodia or Indonesia, I believe in Cambodia somewhere, they have an orangutan working as a prostitute, and you won't believe how many people that are like, okay, how much she charge? This is a orangutan. You know what an orangutan is? They show you the video. Okay, it's an orangutan. It's not a human being. It's a freaking ape. It's a monkey like ape. And they have this thing working in a bar, being a prostitute, men pay to mate with this thing, man. And we did a lot of this nonsense. That thing still exists now. The orangutan prostitute over there in Cambodia. I'm not sure, some Asian country and stuff. They have brothel that they have animal in there, and in Germany, the Netherlands, and all this nonsense. We did those things, man. Now we are purified. and we are going to be removed. The one that refuse to change, the one that refuse to follow, they are being destroyed, and they're going to be destroyed. I don't know when, brethren, but it's in my spirit, well, in all your spirit, that we're moving closer. If, excuse me, if quote unquote, one of those spaceship, one of those mothership or fathership came in and moved over millions of people packed in this thing, leave, or even though they don't leave the earth, but to move 20 million and something like that, right now the population of this earth is like 8 billion. Is that what that is? 8 billion. Out of that 8 billion, let's say you're going to move, excuse me, you're going to move like 1%, 2% out of that. You're going to need a massive spaceship. The same thing going to happen. Let no one telling you that, oh, well, they were removed by small pox or chicken pox. That's a lie. Our people were far more advanced. The one that the mighty one removed the magic from them, they had no protection. Yes, the pox or whatever, it took them out, but not all of them. Not all of them. Just like the CV did not take all of us out, some of us had it, we're still fine. Just like chattel slavery did not kill all of us. Just like lynching and Jim Crow did not kill all of our people. Colonization did not kill all of us. Some of us die, some of us suffer, some of us still here. And a hell of a lot of quote unquote of us did not suffer at all. They suck up to them. They suck up. They say, ever since we depart from the Gentiles, we have much sufferings. Let us go over there and make a covenant with them. Let us sell our brothers out. I don't give a crap about those people. And then they go and make a covenant with the so-called Gentiles and sell us out. Those brethren, those sistren leave. They enjoy the blessing. They stay far away from us. They look like us, though. They stay far away from us. They don't go to our school. Okay? They don't mess with us. They don't even have our wives. They don't even walk in our place. They walk with their masters. They stay with them. They live with them. They procreate with them, mate with them, do everything with them. They enjoy the blessing. Nothing happened to those people. And now this thing is reversing and things like that. So all those people are gonna come back now. Hey, Brother Levi, that's what I despise people. Brother Levi, he spit the truth. What do you mean he spit the truth? This guy been living his life in luxury and stuff. They never care about our people. In fact, they stuck in our people. All of a sudden, he came out there. He said one thing, not even one, half of a one thing. Black people, posted a link, Hebrew, and then our people lost their mind. Well, those are the same guy, their forefathers, until now, they make covenant against us. We gotta let them enjoy what they need to enjoy, and then we're gonna do what we gotta do. But Big Levi speak truth. Well, I don't want his spit in my mouth, man. I don't want none of this nonsense. Now, a lot of those folks, they lost, quote unquote, their blessing, and then now they're trying to come back and say, oh, wait, man, we are the children of the Lord and stuff, and then Africa, ship and stuff. All of a sudden, here comes the cavalry, man. The point is, brethren, we have much more land, much more technology. Of course, we do tell you that they have the Vatican over there, the 53 miles of library that they have under the Vatican. They have pretty much all over the place. Certain one of them they cannot get to. And it's not only books they have in the Vatican. They have artifacts, technologies that cannot activate for them. Are you crazy, man? You think the mighty one will release all the mighty wisdom in the hand of the so-called 83? No. He put it over there until we get mature enough we can use it. In the nation, we're all maturing. Maturing like hell. Is that a real word? But we're maturing fast. There are certain things they cannot get to. They cannot put their hands on certain things. They have no idea. I've seen it myself. Certain things that they show me and they say, you see this? I'm like, oh, that thing. They say, that's not what that is. Even the shofar, they don't know what the shofar is. When they hear they say, "Oh, blow the shofar," they have no idea what shofar is. When they reveal to me what the shofar can do and what it is, I was shocked. Like, wait, is that what that is? And the master say yes. Say what? No wonder they could not activate this thing. They don't know what it does. You see, a shofar sent vibration, sound. That's what it does. That has nothing to do blow the shofar. Just blow it with your full strength, and that's not what that is. It's another thing. And you don't blow your shofar just every day like that. You only blow. Well, anyway, I will reveal too much. But anyway, brethren, let those people lie not to you, telling you there are over 20 million people that die. No, they were taken somewhere. I don't know where. Could be under, subterranean the earth, above, on another planet. I don't know, but they were taken. It wasn't all of us that did the mighty one wrong. It was a small portion of us. In the book of Enoch, the 70 shepherd, those people were supposed to be destroyed, wished they were destroyed. But there were a group of us that the mighty one say, hurt not the oil and the wine. Yet the so-called Gentiles went, and then they went way overboard. They killed way more people than they were supposed to kill. It was a small amount of us that disobeyed, and we went astray, especially the Levites. We went astray, and then he sent over there to kill us, and those people went overboard. They killed a bunch of poor people. That's why the mighty one will move a lot of us, because they were going to kill too much of the righteous, and then the rest that are left are purified now. At this point, you that are watching, if you still going against the Holy One, you are not fully purified. That is why, brethren, sister, there's nothing we can do for the others. They are not purified. We leave them. Is the ship gonna come back again? Remember, time is cyclical. The zodiac is a circle. Okay, we're about to enter Pisces. Well, Aquarius. We're about to enter Aquarius. And then Pisces. It won't stop at Pisces. It will go to Aries again. It's cyclical. The same thing that happened back then happened to a group of people. It's going to reverse. Same thing is going to happen to another group of people. Hurt not the wine and the oil. The black judge is indeed in the midst. Selah, so be it. Beloved, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for praying and asking for more knowledge and wisdom. Okay, we see this. We have more land, more cities, brethren. Okay, if we I don't know. The beloved brother did say this. There are possibility that we could be moved over there. Now it's coming more and more apparent that we can be moved over there. And if we do, brethren, it's going to be magnificent. There are places and cities those people cannot get to. Do not ever let them come over there and telling you that, oh, we're gonna go to Mars. We have factory that make babies now. What's wrong with your oven? What's wrong with your natural women oven? What's wrong with your dough? What's wrong with your seed? Something must have been wrong with it. Oh no, those are the couple that cannot have. What kind of couple that cannot have kids want like 30,000 of them or 3,000 of them a year? What is that? Beloved, thank you. You go in peace. I will see you tonight. We are studying tonight, brethren. Tonight, join us. We will study, finally, we'll study the 72 G9, your guardian angel. We will study a portion of them, part 2 tonight. Those are good for your mental strength, okay? All right? I say fast, pray, repent, repeat. May the king reign forever. Study to show thyself approved unto the mighty one, not unto me. Don't study to impress me. I'm easily impressed, but the Holy One, not. Okay? Selah. So be it.